Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain treasures that seem to shine brighter than the rest, and the United States of America Mercury 1 dime from 1937 is one of those breathtaking pieces. Its charm lies not only in its small size but in the elegance of its design, the historical period it represents, and the incredible value it holds today. When you hold one of these dimes in your hand, you are holding a tiny slice of American history, frozen in time for nearly 9 decades. The Mercury dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head dime, was minted from 1916 to 1945. Its design was the work of sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, who created one of the most beautiful and iconic coin designs ever struck by the U.S. Mint. The obverse features the stunning image of Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. Many people mistook her for the Roman god Mercury, which is how the coin got its popular nickname. By 1937, the United States was still feeling the lingering effects of the Great Depression. Every coin in circulation had immense value to the people who used it daily. The Mercury dime was more than just a means of buying goods, it was a lifeline for families struggling to get by. But while millions were minted that year, only a tiny fraction remain in pristine, high-grade condition, making them incredibly desirable for collectors today. The reverse of the coin is equally captivating, featuring a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe, symbolizing strength and unity, alongside an olive branch representing peace. This combination of strength and peace captured the spirit of America during a turbulent time. Every detail, from the texture of the rods to the tiny leaves of the olive branch, speaks to the craftsmanship and artistry of the era. What makes the 1937 Mercury dime particularly exciting to collectors is the fact that certain examples, especially those in uncirculated condition or with full bands visible on the fasces, can command enormous prices at auction. The full bands designation means the horizontal bands on the fasces are completely separated and sharply struck, a sign of excellent preservation and original mint quality. The survival rate of high-grade 1937 dimes is exceptionally low. Most of these coins saw heavy circulation, resulting in worn-down details and scratches. That is why a coin with crisp details and strong luster stands out immediately to experienced numismatists. These gems are the ones that collectors chase with relentless determination. The journey of a high-grade 1937 Mercury dime from minting to modern-day auctions is nothing short of fascinating. Imagine a coin being struck in the late 1930s, traveling through pockets, cash registers, and perhaps even wartime savings jars, only to be preserved against all odds in near-perfect condition. Each one carries its own untold story. Collectors are drawn not only to the coin's beauty but to the sense of nostalgia it carries. The Mercury dime series ended in 1945, marking the end of an era in American coinage. Owning one of these coins feels like holding on to a piece of history that will never be repeated. The artistry of Weinman's design, paired with the historical context of the 1930s, makes the 1937 issue an absolute standout. For many, the hunt for a perfect Mercury dime is a lifetime quest. Collectors meticulously search coin shows, auctions, and private collections hoping to find one with that perfect strike, untouched luster, and immaculate preservation. And when they do, the rewards can be extraordinary. Auction records for the 1937 Mercury dime prove just how much passion and value this little silver coin holds. The rarest examples, particularly those in top mint state grades with full bands, ignite bidding wars among serious collectors, driving prices to astonishing heights. Silver content also adds an extra layer of appeal. Each Mercury dime was struck in 90% silver, meaning even circulated examples have intrinsic value based on their metal content. But the truly rare ones far exceed their melt value, skyrocketing due to collector demand and scarcity. The coin's relatively small size, just over 17 millimeters in diameter, belies the huge impact it has on the numismatic world. Every detail, from the feathers in Liberty's wing cap to the minute texture on the olive branch, is a miniature work of art that collectors admire under magnification. Over the years, the 1937 Mercury dime has become a symbol of elegance and historical importance in American coinage. Its timeless beauty appeals to both seasoned numismatists and new collectors who are just beginning to appreciate the art and history of coins. One of the most thrilling aspects of collecting is the possibility of finding a treasure in an unexpected place. Imagine spotting a 1937 Mercury dime in an old jar of change or an inherited coin collection, only to discover it is a rare, high-grade specimen worth a fortune. The demand for rare Mercury dimes shows no signs of slowing down. With each passing year, fewer top-grade examples remain in the market, making those that do surface even more valuable. This scarcity ensures that the 1937 Mercury dime will remain a coveted piece for generations to come. Even collectors who already own one often keep searching for another in even better condition. The challenge, the excitement, and the history all combine to make this coin one of the most engaging pursuits in the hobby. For new collectors, the 1937 Mercury dime is an inspiring goal. It demonstrates that even the smallest coin can carry immense historical significance and monetary value, motivating many to look more closely at the change in their pockets or the coins passed down through their families. Stories circulate among collectors of people who purchased a small, unassuming dime decades ago, only to discover later that it was an exceptional example worth thousands. These stories add to the romance and allure of coin collecting as a whole. Every 1937 Mercury dime tells its own story, of the people who used it, the history it witnessed, and the collectors who treasure it today. Whether it has been preserved in a pristine holder for decades or just recently rediscovered, its journey is part of its magic. And for the rarest, finest examples of the 1937 Mercury dime, the value can reach a jaw-dropping $188,000. Top 2. The United States of America Roosevelt I dime from 1987 may seem like just an ordinary coin at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. Behind its small size lies a story of craftsmanship, history, and in certain rare cases, a staggering value that can leave collectors speechless. This modern dime is more than just a piece of pocket change. It is a symbol of an era and a reminder that even relatively recent coins can hold remarkable worth. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. Known for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, Roosevelt was also a champion for public health causes like the March of Dimes, which made placing his portrait on the dime a fitting tribute. By 1987, the coin had already been in circulation for over 4 decades, and its design had become a familiar sight in American currency. The obverse of the coin proudly features the left-facing profile of Roosevelt, with the word, Liberty, prominently to the left, and the motto, In God We Trust, tucked just below. The year 1987 sits clearly under his neck, marking the minting year. Every fine line on Roosevelt's hair and every subtle detail of his facial expression reflects the artistry and precision of the U.S. Mint's engraver's dot on the reverse. The coin carries the iconic imagery that collectors know so well: a torch at the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on one side for peace and an oak branch on the other for strength. The Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many one, ties the design together with a deep sense of national unity and pride. In 1987, dimes were struck at different U.S. Mint facilities, and while most entered circulation and were used in everyday transactions, a select few were struck with extraordinary precision for collectors. These coins, known as proof and mint state examples, often possess exceptional luster, flawless surfaces, and sharply defined details that can send their value soaring in today's market. What makes certain 1987 Roosevelt dimes truly special is not just their grade, but also the possibility of rare minting errors. These errors, which might include off-center strikes, double dies, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchets, can transform an ordinary dime into a numismatic treasure worth thousands. High-grade mint state coins are the holy grail for Roosevelt dime collectors. Most 1,987 dimes spent decades jingling in pockets, scraping against other coins, and passing through countless hands. To find one that still looks as though it just left the mint is incredibly rare, and that rarity is exactly what drives collectors to compete for them at auctions. The 1980s marked a transitional period in U.S. coin production. The mint had shifted fully to a copper-nickel-clad composition for dimes, abandoning the 90% silver content that earlier Roosevelt dimes once had. While 1987 dimes have no intrinsic silver value, their worth comes from collector demand, condition, and scarcity of top-grade or error examples. Every high-quality 1987 dime that survives today is a small miracle. It had to escape circulation, be handled with care, and be preserved for nearly 4 decades without damage. Each scratch-free surface and sharp detail adds to its allure in the eyes of numismatists. Some collectors even form complete Roosevelt dime sets, including every year and mint mark, with the 1987 examples in pristine condition being essential pieces to complete their collections. The competition for such coins is fierce, as set completion is a point of pride among dedicated hobbyists. When these coins appear at major auctions, the excitement is palpable. The bidding starts modestly but can escalate quickly as passionate collectors recognize the coin's exceptional qualities. It is not uncommon for the most pristine 1987 Roosevelt dimes to command prices that astonish those unfamiliar with the coin world. Part of the appeal also comes from nostalgia. For many Americans, the Roosevelt dime was the coin they saw every day in childhood, used for candy, phone calls, and vending machines. Owning a flawless example from a specific year can be a personal and emotional connection to the past. There is also the thrill of the hunt. Collectors scour coin rolls, old jars, and inherited collections, hoping to find that one untouched 1987 dime hiding among the worn and ordinary ones. The possibility of discovering a fortune in a small piece of change keeps the passion alive. The history of the Roosevelt dime series is rich, and the 1987 issue holds its own special place within it. Though it was a common year for production, the scarcity of perfect examples ensures that its legacy endures in numismatic circles. Collectors know that preserving coins for future generations is part of the joy. A flawless 1987 dime today will only become more desirable as time passes and fewer high-quality specimens remain in existence. Each coin is a time capsule, carrying with it the design, craftsmanship, and cultural values of the time it was struck. The 1987 dime captures the style of late 20th century U.S. coinage while honoring one of America's most respected leaders. Even those new to coin collecting can appreciate the beauty and significance of the Roosevelt dime. Its balanced design, meaningful symbolism, and rich history make it a worthy addition to any collection, and the possibility of owning a rare example adds an extra spark of excitement. The 1987 Roosevelt dime proves that not all valuable coins are old or made of precious metals. Sometimes, rarity, condition, and collector passion are the true ingredients that turn a small piece of currency into a treasured prize. And for the most exceptional, highest-graded examples of the 1987 Roosevelt 1 dime, the value can reach an astonishing $78,000. Top 3. The United States of America Roosevelt 1 dime from 2001 is a small yet fascinating coin that proves you should never underestimate the value of everyday change. At first glance, it may appear to be nothing more than a common modern dime you might find in your pocket, but to the trained eyes of collectors, certain examples from this year can hold incredible worth. In the world of numismatics, beauty, rarity, and condition can turn a tiny coin into a remarkable treasure. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, honoring his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his strong support for the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. By the time 2001 rolled around, the coin had already been in production for over half a century, and its design had become an enduring part of American coinage history. On the obverse of the coin, Roosevelt's left-facing profile remains as elegant as ever, a timeless image that captures his dignified presence. The word liberty sits proudly to the left, with the national motto, "In God We Trust," just beneath his chin. The year 2001 is clearly marked under his neck, serving as a quiet time stamp in U.S. monetary history. The reverse design carries the torch of liberty at the center, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace on one side and an oak branch representing strength and independence on the other. These powerful symbols, accompanied by the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, create a message of unity that has resonated with Americans for decades. While millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck in 2001 at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, as well as special proof coins at the San Francisco Mint, only a small number stand out to collectors. What makes them special is their condition, rarity, and sometimes unique minting errors that set them apart from the ordinary high-grade examples. Those that appear flawless even under magnification are especially sought after. Coins in perfect mint state condition with sharp details and brilliant luster are rare to find, especially considering how easily small coins can get scratched or worn during circulation. Another category of interest is mint-era dimes from 2001. These could include double die obverse, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet. Such errors can be incredibly rare, and when combined with the already low survival rate of perfect coins, they can drive values through the roof at auctions. Collectors love the challenge of finding these exceptional pieces. The thrill often comes from searching through ordinary change or coin rolls and discovering something extraordinary. That feeling of holding a coin that others have overlooked is what keeps the hunt alive year after year. The year 2001 also carries a certain nostalgia for many Americans. It was a pivotal year in history, and owning a pristine coin from that time can evoke powerful memories and emotions, adding a personal layer to its value. Proof coins from 2001, struck with special dies and polished blanks, also stand out for their mirror-like fields and frosted details. While many proof dimes remain in collections, finding one that is flawless and perfectly preserved is still a challenge worthy of a collector's attention. What makes the Roosevelt dime series especially appealing is that it remains an accessible starting point for new collectors while still offering advanced numismatists the excitement of chasing rare and valuable specimens. The 2001 issue exemplifies this balance perfectly. Every high-grade dime from this year is a small piece of history preserved against the odds. It had to be handled with great care, stored properly, and kept safe from the wear and tear of circulation. This rarity is what transforms an ordinary dime into a prize worth thousands. When such a coin appears at a major auction, it can spark intense bidding wars. Experienced collectors recognize immediately when they are looking at a special example, and they are willing to pay top dollar to add it to their collection. The 2001 Roosevelt dime reminds us that value is not always tied to precious metals. While earlier dimes were struck in silver, the modern copper-nickel composition does not diminish the coin's appeal when condition and rarity come into play. For those who dream of discovering a valuable coin, the 2001 dime offers real possibilities. It might be sitting unnoticed in a jar of spare change, waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. Stories of such finds fuel the imagination of collectors everywhere. Part of the magic of coin collecting is the combination of history, art, and the hunt for something extraordinary. The 2001 Roosevelt dime delivers all three, offering both beauty and a fascinating backstory. Even seasoned collectors can't resist the allure of finding a coin that has survived decades without a single blemish. It's a testament to preservation, attention to detail, and the enduring value of numismatic treasures. The legacy of the Roosevelt dime is secure, and coins like the 2001 issue ensure that its story continues to captivate collectors around the world. This little piece of metal carries with it decades of tradition, artistry, and national pride. For those lucky enough to own one of the rarest and most perfect examples of the 2001 Roosevelt dime, the reward is not just historical significance but also a market value that can climb to an astounding $57,000. Top 4. The United States of America Roosevelt dime from 2008 might seem like just another small coin in your pocket, but in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even a modern dime can hold secrets worth uncovering. While most of these coins are worth only face value, certain rare examples from this year have stunned collectors and investors alike with their incredible worth. It's proof that in numismatics, age is not always the determining factor. Condition, rarity, and uniqueness often matter more. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader remembered for his strength during the Great Depression and World War II. His connection to the March of Dimes campaign against polio made the dime the perfect coin to carry his image. By the time 2008 came along, the Roosevelt dime had already been an iconic part of U.S. coinage for more than 6 decades. On the obverse of the 2008 dime, Roosevelt's left-facing portrait stands out with fine, lifelike details. The word, liberty, is boldly displayed to the left. The national motto, "In God We Trust," sits neatly below his chin, and the date 2008 is struck just beneath his neck. Each of these elements reflects the careful craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. The reverse design, which has remained unchanged for decades, features a lit torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. The Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many one," sits proudly across the design, a reminder of the unity of the nation. In 2008, the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck millions of these coins for everyday use, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions for collectors. While that might make it sound like the coin is common, the truth is that pristine examples, especially those with rare errors, are much harder to come by. The coins most prized by collectors are those in exceptionally high grades, known as mint state coins. These dimes have no wear, no scratches, and a beautiful luster that makes them appear as if they were just struck yesterday. Finding such a coin from 2008 in perfect condition is surprisingly challenging. Minting errors are another factor that can transform a regular 2008 dime into a sought-after treasure. Errors such as off-center strikes, double die varieties, or coins struck on the wrong planchet are rare and instantly recognized by experienced numismatists. These mistakes, which occur during the production process, make each coin truly unique. Collectors often search through rolls of dimes from banks or inherited coin jars, hoping to find that one extraordinary 2008 specimen. The excitement of such a discovery is part of what makes coin collecting such an addictive and rewarding hobby. Proof coins from 2008, with their mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details, are another point of interest. Although these coins were intended for collectors, even among proofs, perfect examples without spots, haze, or blemishes are highly desirable. The modern composition of the dime, copper nickel clad, means there is no silver content in 2008 issues. However, the lack of precious metal does not diminish the coin's value when rarity and perfect preservation come into play. In fact, some of the highest prices ever paid for modern coins have been for flawless, high-grade examples with no silver at all. One reason high-grade 2008 dimes are scarce is because most coins went directly into circulation, where they were exposed to constant handling. Even a small nick or tiny scratch can lower a coin's grade and reduce its market value. That is why untouched, gem-quality coins are so coveted. When a coin like this appears at auction, the bidding can escalate quickly. Serious collectors recognize the rarity and know that opportunities to acquire such coins do not come often. In these moments, passion and competition drive prices higher than many would expect for a modern dime. Owning a rare and valuable 2008 Roosevelt dime is about more than money. It's about preserving a piece of American history. Each coin tells the story of its year, its minting, and its survival against the odds in pristine condition. Even casual collectors can appreciate the beauty of the design and the craftsmanship that goes into striking a coin that small yet so detailed. It's a reminder that coins are more than currency, they're miniature works of art. The appeal of the Roosevelt dime series lies in its accessibility. You can start by looking through your change, but the deeper you dive into the series, the more you realize that rare treasures like the 2008 high-grade examples are out there waiting to be found. As time goes on, perfect examples of the 2008 dime will only become harder to find. Those that remain will continue to rise in desirability and value as more collectors join the hunt. This is why dedicated numismatists are always on the lookout, studying details under magnification and comparing coins to known varieties and era listings. The thrill of the chase is just as exciting as the reward. Every coin has a story, and the 2008 Roosevelt dime is no exception. From the minting process to its journey through time, it stands as a symbol of how something so small can hold both beauty and incredible worth. And for the finest, most flawless examples of the 2008 Roosevelt 1 dime, the value can soar to an impressive $38,000. Top 5. The United States of America Roosevelt 1 dime from 2015 might seem like an ordinary piece of change, the kind you pass over without a second thought. But in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even a coin that is less than a decade old can hide an incredible story and, in rare cases, an equally incredible value. It's proof that you don't need centuries-old treasures to find something special in your pocket. The Roosevelt Dime series began back in 1946, created to honor the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing the previous year. Roosevelt's leadership during some of America's toughest times and his connection to the March of Dimes campaign made this coin a fitting tribute. By 2015, the Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for nearly 70 years, with its design still standing as one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage. The obverse of the 2015 dime features Roosevelt's profile facing left, a dignified portrait that captures his determined character. The word, Liberty, is placed boldly to the left, the national motto, "In God We Trust," appears just beneath his chin, and the date 2015 is neatly struck at the base of his neck. Every fine detail in his hair and facial features is the work of precise craftsmanship from the U.S. Mint. Turning to the reverse, you'll see the design that has remained unchanged for decades. A lit torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left for peace and an oak branch on the right for strength. The Latin motto, E pluribus unum, ties the design together, reminding us of unity and national pride. In 2015, these dimes were struck at multiple U.S. Mint facilities, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver coins entered everyday circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with exceptional detail for collectors. But while millions were made, only a small number stand out as exceptional. What makes a 2015 Roosevelt dime truly valuable is its condition, rarity, and in some cases, unique minting errors. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels are flawless even under magnification, with sharp details, no scratches, and a brilliant luster that makes them look like they were struck just moments ago. Mint errors are another key factor in turning a common dime into a rare prize. Off-center strikes, double die varieties, and coins struck on the wrong planchet are all possibilities that make a coin unique and highly collectible. For dedicated numismatists, spotting one of these errors is like striking gold. Proof coins from 2015 are admired for their mirror-like surfaces and frosted design elements, but even among proofs, finding one without spots, haze, or imperfections is a challenge that adds to their value. One of the reasons high-grade 2015 dimes are so rare is that most were used in everyday transactions. They traveled through countless hands, coin jars, and cash registers, collecting tiny marks and scratches along the way. Finding one that escaped all of that wear is no easy feat. Collectors often search through bank rolls and inherited coin collections, hoping to find that one perfect example hiding in plain sight. The excitement of discovery is one of the most rewarding aspects of the hobby. Even though 2015 feels like it was only yesterday, pristine coins from that year are already climbing in value when they are of exceptional quality. Time will only make them scarcer as more enter circulation and suffer wear. Auctions are where some of the most stunning 2015 Roosevelt dimes make their debut. When a flawless or error example comes up for bidding, collectors compete fiercely, knowing opportunities like this do not come often. Part of the appeal of this coin is the connection it offers to modern history. Owning a perfect 2015 dime is like holding a snapshot of the year in your hand, preserved in metal for generations to come. While earlier Roosevelt dimes were struck in silver, the 2015 version is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. Yet the absence of precious metal doesn't stop it from being valuable. Its worth comes from rarity, condition, and collector demand. Every coin tells a story, and the 2015 dime story is one of survival in an environment where most coins face constant wear. The ones that remain flawless are small miracles of preservation. The Roosevelt Dime series remains a favorite among collectors because it offers something for everyone, from beginners searching through pocket change to experts chasing rare, high-grade examples. The 2015 dime fits perfectly into that tradition. It's a reminder that the thrill of coin collecting comes not only from history and design but also from the possibility that a small coin in your hand could be worth far more than its face value. Even modern coins like the 2015 Roosevelt dime prove that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. All it takes is a careful eye, patience, and a bit of luck. And for the rarest, most pristine examples of the 2015 Roosevelt 1 dime, the value can reach an impressive $20,000.